Hello, everyone. Callum here. Today we'll be watching Modern Women and paternity fraud. So let's get into this.
And got a secret paternity test due to pressure from his family because of their daughter's darker skin color and curly hair. She posted to the relationship advice subreddit where she revealed that she's Brazilian American, but her husband is Serbian and very fair. When their daughter started developing her darker skin, his entire family made jokes about him not being the father. This mom found paternity test results in his phone and questioned him about it. And the dad revealed that his family was accusing her of cheating and pushed for the paternity test. On a daily basis, they were in this man's ear. He claims he got the paternity test to shut his family up. But he did it behind her back, and now she's hurt and angry about it. She feels betrayed by his family, who she thought truly loved and cherished her and her daughter. She's also convinced that her husband doesn't trust her and can't decide whether or not she should let it go. But the fact of the matter is, if you don't trust your spouse, the first person you should be talking to is your spouse. There is an expectation that your spouse will have your back, which includes stopping baseless attacks from extended family members. If this dad truly had concerns about his daughter's paternity, he should have discussed it with his wife. Getting a secret paternity test, that might cause some problems when it comes to light. What would you do in this situation?
Considering how big
Yeah, for everything that was going on in that, yeah, honestly, I would definitely go with the secret paternity test, even if it might bite me in the buttocks. But I'd rather be safe than sorry rather than taking care of someone else's kid. I'd rather know, yes, this is my kid. I'll do everything that I can for it. Because if I get to know, oh, hey, it's actually that guy's, I want nothing to do with it. And it's like, you cheated, you did this, this, and this. I'm out that door ASAP. Ugh.
Percent.
That's 30% of all men who go to actually get paternity tested turn out to not be the father. So out of every 100, 30 of those will not be the dad. So it does leave me to wonder why, when a baby is born, why don't they just DNA test at that time? Understanding the fact that sometimes the dad's not involved, but that seems like it would clear up a whole bunch of issues. What's your...
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I'd prefer the mandatory testing early on. It just makes it so much more better. Peace of mind and everything else, knowing that person's there for you, not worrying about A, B, or C. But let's say you have your lady, she's never cheated, she's always been with you, you know the in and outs of everything that goes on. You can see that there's no secret life. You're home, she's home, watch a movie together, enjoy the peaceful times. Don't even need to go for a test, but if you need the peace of mind, go for it. Because that 30% is actually kind of high.
Now, come back here. Hey, ladies, did you know that paternity fraud is now a crime? Yeah, let's talk about House Bill 2689, because they locking y'all up.
I'm going to make my money one way or another. Even if that means locking you up, I'll make my money off of you being locked up. Please peep the game.
Oh, yeah. And this hookup culture? Oh, yeah, that's a wrap, because they're making it so you can no longer get child support off of one-night stands. If that man wasn't in your life, let me tell you.
Not only are they making it mandatory for the man to get a DNA test before he signs a birth certificate, but now they're like, look, you're not going to be able to get any money off of this man if he was not actively, long-term, a part of your everyday life.
Oh, yeah, it's true, too. And if I could add on to this bill, you know what? If all these fathers are paying these high amounts in child support, why not give the child to the father? Yeah, that's coming, too. I mean, what you think?
I'm going to be honest enough to admit that a man would probably be more capable of raising a child on his own than a woman.
Oh my goodness gracious, it's driving me crazy. So with the whole argument that men prefer younger women, okay, if a man is dating purely out of something that is superficial, then I suppose you could make the argument that men prefer younger women. I would say that men who are superficial and insecure and would not do not I love dating old men. What? I love dating old men.
The other day, I had a couple of women who commented.
Yeah, there's... Okay. Yeah, because majority of the guys out there want younger women. They'll say that 30 plus is damaged goods, always on the streets, yada, yada, yada. But that's not always necessarily true. But, okay, you want an older guy because you can actually see what the plans are for that older guy, how much income he has, and everything else. So what is the difference from guys wanting younger women that are inexperienced and possibly cost less in comparison to an older woman that, oh, you had this much money in your account? No. Oh, you had this much money in your account. Okay, yeah, let's date. You can buy me this, this, and this. It's like, no.
On my post when I said that one of the key criteria for women, if not the criteria for women, is how much a man makes. They said that's completely untrue. No woman actually cares how much he makes. Well, I give you...
See, I make a 6-figure income already.
Oh, you make 6 figures. That's awesome. Well, I guess how much money he makes really doesn't matter because you could live quite comfortably on 6 figures.
So I can choose to say, I won't date men that make under $150,000 because that's what I make.
Well, there goes that whole argument that women don't care how much money a man makes.
Why should I entertain a man who makes less than me?
Why?
Yeah, so this video reminds me of when I was looking at some online profiles, which case these women actually stated within their profile that they want the guy to make 6 figures. They're already in real estate, stuff like that. So yeah, that woman was probably making at least $100K a year as well. But she also wanted the man as well. I talked to some people online. Same type of idea. One person actually told me, he's like, oh, yeah, I had to support this person before. Don't want to do it again. But she was also a nurse getting 6 figures. Told me that. Next thing I know, a couple years later, she's supporting another homeless person, but also in another state. So I don't understand the mentality as to what goes through sometimes.
Because this isn't the 1950s anymore. It's the 2020s. And expecting a man to be a provider, I thought that went the way of the dodo bird, much like expecting women to be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen went out the window 50 years ago also. Or did it?
So see, it works exactly as you think.
Well, thank you for acknowledging that. It's good to know that I was correct when I said that women's primary thing for a man is how much money he makes and how much they can get out of him. I appreciate you verifying that and showing those other ladies who claim that wasn't the case that maybe they need to rethink their position.
Except for men are not the ones with the upper hand anymore.
You know, they keep falling back to that tired old patriarchy argument to justify their shallowness. But it's funny how their mindset is still stuck in the 1950s, isn't it?
Tell me I'm wrong.
Well, okay. You're wrong. And why are you wrong? Because you see men have only one value in life, to provide you with money. That's the only criteria you have. You even stated so. And I ask you, as someone who meets your criteria, why would I want to be involved with you? If the only value you see in me is how much money I make, why would I or anyone want to be involved with someone who thinks that way? What are you bringing to the table? Another 150,000? I don't need it. I can make that on my own. So you're entitled to have whatever criteria you have. The reality is the men that you're seeking aren't going to be seeking you. And I'm not trying to be mean saying that, but we would see right through that shallowness. And if I may...
Yeah, I completely agree with this guy. He's just shooting facts after facts at this. But at the same time, there are some guys that will actually keel over and be like, okay, yeah, I'll keep funding your life and just not care because they already have so much money. There's so many people that make 6 figures and then they just start handing out money to whoever they like. online websites, for instance.
I use an analogy to give you a little bit more honest truth. Why would I drive a tired, old, worn-out Subaru hatchback when I have enough money to go buy a brand new Ferrari? It's about the value that both parties bring to each other. And your value is money, and that's fine. There's actually nothing wrong with that. But I hate to break it to you, that's not what most people value. And most especially, it's not what men value. Because we don't care how much money you make. It is completely irrelevant to us. Because the honest truth is, I'd rather have a 40-year-old beat-up Chevy Chevette that runs reliably and will be there for me than a new...
I completely agree with this guy. Because it doesn't matter to me if you're in real estate or if you work at a coffee shop. If you're a good woman and you're willing to be there for the person, support, and everything else, that's what matters the most.
Newer Subaru hatchback that constantly whines when it tries to start and is always reaching into my wallet for more money. Again, I'm not trying to be mean, but that's the reality, and you did ask.
This is just further proof that when a woman is in trouble, when she's in danger, she will look for help. And I dare say that she is hoping that there is a man there to help her instead of a bear. I mean...
Yep. The main issue with the whole gym thing is there's so many people, for instance, her, she is recording as to what she is doing. So if she's recording, okay. I don't really want to be in her picture. She could make me off as the bad person, everything else, just by looking the wrong way. Like, there was one YouTube short, I don't have it, but just like, oh, by the way, your tampon's showing. Even though she legitimately stated before he even got to say that, oh, I already have a boyfriend. It's like, that's not what he was there for. He was trying to be kind to you.
Done one of these in a while, but you'll never guess what made the ick list.
I think it's an ick when a guy has abs in his like late 20s or 30s and he's not a professional athlete.
Yeah, having abs for a guy after they've reached a certain age, unless they're in certain professions, is an ick now. I guess body shaming is all right in certain circumstances now.
Clearly, like, they're overcompensating for something that they have to have, like, 3% body fat.
I've found that quite often those individuals who are unhappy with themselves are often the first to say that others are compensating for something.
Some people just want to be in shape. They don't need to condone anything else. They don't need to have a belly if they don't want to. So how is that an ick by someone actually being in shape?
Unless you're making money from your abs, why the fuck do you have abs?
What exactly would be so difficult about allowing people to be happy with the bodies that they choose to have and worked very hard to get? Because those so-called icky abs that someone doesn't like, apparently, took those gentlemen long, hard hours to get and maintain. So I guess, really, they're just going to have to accept the fact that their opinions probably don't matter to those individuals whose abs they don't like.
You are allowed to leave your perfect husband. You are allowed to end a relationship with a really great boyfriend. The kind of guy that all your friends and family love. They say you're so lucky to have found him. He checks all the boxes and he really cares about you. You're allowed to end that relationship because no matter how good he is, no matter how great he is to all the other people in your life, how much they all love him, it does not change the fact that when you get into bed beside this man at night, you feel dead inside. It does not change the fact that when you do the bedroom things, you don't feel passion. You don't feel like your body is singing and coming to life because, by the way, that's what it's supposed to feel like, FYI. You just feel like you are going through the motions of something that you are trying to get over and done with. And you don't feel an urge to be close with him throughout the day. You don't feel an urge to be affectionate. In fact, you feel resentment. And that resentment is starting to spill out in bitterness.
Of course, anyone is allowed to leave anyone, but ladies, you better be ready to be the villain, especially if that good man you're leaving is your husband. And I'm just gonna say it because most women cannot handle being the villain, which is exactly why women will make a good man out to be a bad guy. So on top of completely blindsiding her husband with divorce papers, she also oftentimes publicly bashes him in order to justify leaving him. And
Yeah, I have actually seen this multiple times. Like, okay, you'll be doing everything possible, but just so they have an excuse, they nitpick at the littlest things just to be like, yeah, I'm leaving you for this. Oh no, it's you. It's uh, whatever. It's not you, it's me, kind of thing. Meanwhile, they go online, they bash the crap out of you, tell you, tell their parents that you did A, B, and C, even though none of it was true. And then a couple months later, it's just like, oh, by the way, can you help me out with this? It's like, no, you ditched me, so yeah. All that I can really say in that situation, okay. You had lost your love for the guy. It could be for many different reasons. The guy could have opened up too much. That's why the parents and everyone else loves the guy. And he could possibly treat you like a princess. But that's just the thing. I wouldn't say majority. Let's say half the women. Okay, you enjoy your guy for the unknown. But the moment that you get to know him perfectly well, okay, you want to experience something new. You want something fresh, not to be in the same old rut. And I believe that's the entire situation that she's saying about leaving your man for. But that's it for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. I hope to see you next one. Bye bye.